If on www.khosifm.co.za. Hey,
Dumelang. Good evening.
Are you back?
We are back. We are back. And back like we never left, if anything. Welcome to our Khosi FM listeners, your choice of radio. Rebekhala, if you can join us this evening. Hey, we have some really meaty topics for the politics show.
I am so shocked. At the moment, what's happening in South Africa?
There is so much going on.
Hey,
wow.
Mkhwanazi. Yo,
yeah,
Mkhwanazi.
There's that. Barry literally says a movie.
Welcome to the watch party.
It's Netflix.
Welcome to Netflix.
A whole show, Max.
Yo, Jehovah. Thank you for joining us on Khosi FM on a Monday evening.
Welcome
the 7th.
to the politics show.
Yes, politics show is back, man. Again with another bang, live again on YouTube. Khosi Songwane and live again on Facebook. Check it out. Live on all the platforms.
We are live.
Yeah, because the Indian YouTube. Yeah, there's somebody already logged into YouTube. Thank you so very much.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then do not change that dial. Until we're out of this place.
Until the very end. It's a young 2 hours. Surely you can spare that for, current affairs conversations.
I see what John Steines in Mbeki.
Yo, there's that. There's the, oh my goodness. There's so much to discuss. Little foreigners are shitty. They are very entitled. Kuningi. But anyways, a formal welcome to every single person tuned into the politics show. 7:30 to 7:30. I can assure you once again, you're at the right place at the right time. Prioritize, put it in your calendar. Set the alarm.
Every Monday.
The Monday.
Get it now.
Bona, there's no other place to be.
Yeah, to be here.
Yeah.
Right?
I have the privilege of co-hosting with your fave, Khosi Steeihuizen, on the politics show at 7:30, where we dissect political conversations, current affairs in South Africa, global news. Whatever is currently happening, we're going to talk about it. We're going to dissect it.
Of course.
Take it seriously. It's matters to the impact away.
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like when we're young, it's so easy to downplay and then you don't really take it serious until one day. White genocide the next door.
What's
going on? It's time to run out of the country. What then? So keep up and tune in. It's going to be insightful.
Yeah. Okay, the first topic I know that Mkhwanazi, he's dropping bombs, man. He's naming names.
Name dropping.
Yo, serious.
Yeah.
Just says he has dropped so many names, man, it's not even funny. And then we have commentary from the Youth League. Like they say something like Barubari. How the Barubari, man. There's nothing you can do. Then Paul O'Sullivan, this Youth League leader, what is his name? Malaji. Colin Malaji. Then he's like, we don't want a commissioner who's a celebrity. We want a commissioner who arrests people. I'm like, shut up. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, we don't want a commissioner that goes around being celebrity, calling media press conferences. We want someone who comes and arrests people. I'm like, shut up.
So yes, the narrative going around is very like Orata Makrabatu, and that's why he's making it public like this.
Yeah, because he knows it's gonna be shoved. It's gonna be put under the table. It's gonna be put there. No one actually knows what's happening. He knows that. That is why he's like, it's again. I feel like
it is what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like for him to be that bold is like, okay, there's nothing to lose.
No, it's his term is finishing anyway. His term is finishing now.
It's very critical to be name dropping. Like you need to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I wonder what the public are saying. I feel like a lot of people are like, hey, it's time. About name dropping. Let's put them out of the shadows.
Yeah.
Bring them to the light.
Yeah.
Because
yes.
I feel like this country lacks accountability.
Too much.
A lot of things are done under the covers and they're not exposed, and
we don't really care pila what's happening. So I want to put this video Mkhwanazi, so that people can be able to see, because you're gonna play that video.
Yeah.
By the way, and then you guys are gonna see at home what happened yesterday. And then from gonna analyze whatever that he's saying in there. So I'm gonna take some notes and as well what is what up and down are. And then from there we're gonna analyze and talk about that. And then there's John Steeihuizen's letter. Mbeki writes a 11-page letter. 11 page letter to Mbeki to Steeihuizen, and I'm gonna two highlights. The hypocrisy of you not leaving the GNU, but leave the dialogue.
Yes.
Yeah, it's clear.
It's clear, hey? Yeah, no, there's a back and forth between Steeihuizen and Mbeki about the national dialogue. But also, what's wild to me is the approximation of how much this dialogue is also costing. I feel like we'll get into that.
But are we really believing that 700 million?
Hey, Linda, I was like, who said that? Who said that? Because when I checked it, but it's approximately 40 million. How did we jump from 40 million to 700 million? This could potentially be somebody who is within the DA who's
just trying to play this whole thing.
Yeah, who played a drastic number so that we dwell on the cost of it. To move away from us actually having the dialogue, or to show ANC they're trying to suck all the money out of our country by using such large sums of money for the dialogue.
But it's a national dialogue for all of us to participate in. It's not something that, it's not an ANC campaign
agenda.
You know, they're campaigning for something about well and everything else. Mari.
Yeah.
Let's give due what is there. You know what's there. Let's not just say things because they can be said.
Yeah.
And then they don't know.
And make it seem they initiated this. They decided on the budget. Like, this is supposed to be agreed upon by a number of people.
But then the hypocrisy if Nebasa Koba this boy,
Whitefield.
Where will the DA be in this dialogue? Will they still be part of the dialogue or not? Again, have a contested before.
Yeah.
Yes, have a contested before.
So now will they still be?
So will they still be part of this dialogue if Whitefield was still part of the government or not? So that shows the hypocrisy. That's why I'm picking 11-page team. 11-page.
Showing
the
love
comments,
to the politics
there.
show. Thank you so much for tuning in.
He's back. All right, and the other last topic today, foreigners in South Africa. We're gonna say a lot of things, but sometimes things have to be spoken about. Do you understand? Things have to be spoken about because at the end of the day, we are those who are going to be suffering as South Africans.
Yeah.
Remember, budget Trump and then we are now suffering with 70% for ARVs, 30%
Yeah.
17% so. To be honest with you, we can't keep up with the very same thing. PEPFAR is no longer there anymore.
Sure.
Other USAID is gone for most of the countries of the world. So now we have this problem. And then it puts us in a corner because we are black like them. Maran, how was I respect our laws in this country? Then there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, I've seen a video clip, go Deben, right? This one was saying, one Nigeria, I don't care about South African stupid immigration laws. 2018.
Hey.
2018, yeah. They were chasing, the youth of Nigeria was chasing South African business out of Nigeria.
Sure.
By the way, only because of xenophobic attacks, which I hate that word xenophobic because people want to hide behind the phobia.
I mean, some people use it in a bad way, and I don't want to talk Wednesday show and say, but I just want to use this example as how you can look at the Bible and use it in a manipulative way.
I understand.
So xenophobia it became an actual problem. You know, I feel like there was a phase more it was a problematic thing, and it's just that yes, some people used it to hide behind at some point.
And it's again, xenophobia. Now I will never say anything that comes with a phobia. There's some, like you say, somebody behind senses, could just to shut you up, to keep you quiet. That's what happens every time we work out phobia, homophobia, transphobia. fat phobia. You know, nowadays everything's just phobia. Lesbophobia. I'm like, what the fuck? What is lesbophobia? And I never knew about that one.
Honestly,
it's a new term.
When you think about the crime rate, like about society and like the rape cases that are being instigated by foreigners, then naturally when you see a foreigner Nigeria, I know so you have a genuine fear. So it's in some cases, yes, people are hiding by it to say, we're thinking, okay, it's just a facade. Let's just use xenophobia to throw it at them to hide behind it.
Yeah.
But then, there is a genuine fear behind. These people are lawless.
They are. And they don't care about, like they say, they don't care about our laws. Kadi. They don't care so long as they get what they want. And you cannot have that. We can in Nigeria, there's no way in heaven that South Africans can just say, we don't care about your stupid. I mean, how do you say that? Your stupid immigration laws. Who are you?
Why are you there?
Well, you understand? Who are you to say to me you don't care about my stupid?
If you don't care, don't go.
What Deben? And never first out and then the same Deben. There's an incident like that happened. The Somalians they actually marched to all the other hospitals in numbers to remove South Africans who are blocking their facilities for them to go in by force. What is that? And the police were actually protecting them, by the way, not us. Imagine how do you guys have to do your job, right?
Yeah.
But the police is supposed to protect
South Africans.
Yeah, but I like the one like in talking that video clip. There's another one on a pepper spray alive.
Sure.
While police pepper spray. You don't talk like that.
Don't you dare.
We're going to talk about that, guys. So we need to please as well comment and tell us what you think about.
Yeah.
Is this a problem? What must we do?
Yes.
Are we xenophobic as a nation?
Are we problematic?
Or are we just...
Is there a level of entitlement? Because the issue with the foreigners right now, they're demanding healthcare services and Operation Tutula, right? Which are also radicals, and I'm not particularly a fan of how they're going about it, right? But then it's a matter of we're thinking you guys are doing a lot, you're doing a bit too much now, and there's an entitlement to just receive the same benefits as a citizen does.
Why foreigners will invade your land and they will take it away from you. You'll one day have a foreigner as your king. That's the Deuteronomy. God was telling them, hey, one day you'll be ruled by those that are not from your tribes, which is painful because it's happening today.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? No South African is in Nigeria now demanding to go into a public hospital because by law you won't. There was a video that I watched and Salika retweet, I think. This guy was talking about when he was in Mozambique. Was it Mozambique? I think that's Mozambique, yeah. Zambia, sorry. Mozambique, because Mozambique right the blame. I've been there before. So Zambia, if you are a foreigner, right, and you do get, the ground floor is for locals, the hospitals, and upstairs is for foreigners, right? There you pay a lot of money, you stay there. You don't have a nurse, you don't have a doctor will come. More at that saying. But for all the nursing duties, you are going to do them yourself, or whoever you are with will take care of you because you are a foreigner. No Zambian nurse will come and nurse you. They are busy with their own people.
I get the priority thing, but then are we neglecting like a person? Because now, travel because travel I stump my toe, I get injured by mistake, or I get food poisoning. I won't get any form of care. I mean, I understand.
No, you will, so long as you've got insurance and money to pay for that care.
100%.
So even the Act 25, I'm not sure. Somebody who knows can please tell us. A foreigner, when they come to South Africa, must have health insurance. You understand? They must have that.
The right
overseas, they're going to ask you for your visa application. What is your health insurance? You have where if you can
so just have the right
documents. I go Spain or go Europe or you go doctoring private. COVID, what do you do? okay, I've stubbed my toe and everything else. So let's discuss those kind of things. And then we'll come to the end one. John Steeihuizen and then we'll come to that. But before then, I'll and then when we come back, we're gonna go straight to the video Mkhwanazi, and then we'll discuss that after that. Right. Be back after this. This show is brought to you by Mkhwanazi Medical Services and Clinic. They are a private clinic situated in number 70 Mkhwanazi in Westview, Danville. They specialize on the following: primary health care, ailment diagnosis and treatment, including medication, wound care, family planning, well baby clinic, basic ultrasound, laboratory blood services, treatment of chronic illnesses, treatment and management of patients on ARVs, wellness screening, antenatal clinic, HIV services and counseling. They have a pharmacy on site and they are doing CCMDD services as well, OHS clinic, circumcision clinic and abortion services. Their cell phone number is 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576. Again, the address is 70 Mkhwanazi in Westview, Pretoria West in Danville. Cell phone number again is 064 548 7176 or 071 422 8576. Sorry, that is our sponsor for today. If they don't take any medical aid, they only take cash, and then the medication is separate. And then please check them. They're very good service. Number 70 in Westview in Danville, right here in Pretoria West. So how about take any medical aid? They going to take cash in the form of cash or you swipe. Yeah, go there, talk to them. They're very good, believe me. I've been there a couple of times, Kadi. I know them. Yeah.
You know them very personally.
I know them personally. Okay, whatever handle these people. All right. But hey, the number is 064 548 776 069 692 4788. If you want to talk to us and ask and comment as well, please, on our two platforms. Khosi is on a live show, YouTube, and Khosi is on a Facebook page. Yeah. Hey, when I've got it here, I was show you feel I was when I was excited. Marotlasia. Because I was offline in Paragoresh.
That's good. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
No, get it later afterwards.
Why, but all right. So on your screen now you can see a video.
Yeah.
Ki mabane ya Khantate Mkhwanazi. Mkhwanazi. He's a provincial commissioner ya go KZN.
Yeah.
This man can on avoid the arrest of Zuma military style. That he told them, guys, we respect our elders. So if you're gonna come up with style, they're gonna cause a riot by control. So please let me go speak to the man. He must come out voluntarily. We do this refugee bill because they was like, hey,
relax.
Yeah. So this is the man that shot into a spotlight. Jacob. Shame. I saved a lot of lives that day because those people that were in Jacob's house that time, they were just waiting for them to do something that's stupid. Sure. Because people are seeing how they arrest people Hollywood style, like Malema can say. Like they want to make you really walk the walk of shame. But Buffy the Hana boy from Go Centra until Fitamo. Like what do you do that for? You understand? Especially if you're high profile. Yeah. So they thought they will come and do Jay-Z the same thing. Okay. So people was I feel. Remember they were giving him time. And because I got 1. Even 3, and I got 7, even 9, because I got go until now to mutlung at camera like camera koloi till it's military those again the bodyguards are bonnet.
Okay.
And then Bamisa Kwaleko got that thing. It was because of this man that actually we avoided serious bloodshed.
Sure.
Go KZN that day. Do you understand? So he shot in the spotlight and we knew him from that time and they respected him. Malema called him to be made Minister of Police because actually he was doing the job. So according to him, I watched the video today. According to him, there was this political killing unit that was established.
Yeah.
It was dismantled because of, politics interference. Senzo Mkhunu atsena mo dilong ona le motho gate ene ke Motswana mthate mtlhomona but ke ba this guy
why just because on a close with attachment to the fact that
he's my tribe, my bro. He's my tribe. Brian Mkhwanazi.
You're more touched.
I'm more touched. Only a criminal. Blind.
What are you guys are a problem? No creator. It's again. Gonna have a start real criminals. Come on,
that. Brian Mkhwanazi. This guy kiba COVID, not COVID, but COVID. They're under the ground.
Okay.
The guy knows every secret the SAPS has.
Ish.
And he's gonna mention him, and it's not even an SAPS member. First of all, the man knows everything. Just so and was supposed to be charged with somebody else. You'll hear in the video now, and you know all those things. There's another one, but this guy.
A person who knows so much information about the SAPS is a very dangerous person.
He is because whatever you must understand one thing. Nobody who's in uniform must know what the people who in uniform knows. Do you understand? Because mother already indicates about to know this serious blind to no tell la fella how tell la what's and then war no tabaki. Kiman this guy can man like him. But like you don't tell me bra. If you like a poster, I want to go change a poster. Somebody said, no, what's up? We got this one.
We'll just speak about it here.
It's fine. Why what? We can this guy, man.
Okay. Hey, man, but
no, this guy. Ket Matala. Ket Matala. So it's two people who are working, not with, but who are working the Minister of Police. Unfortunately, according to this guy, this is a public knowledge.
Okay.
Hey, Marano, Moribuaka, what we hear publicly announced by a commissioner of police that Mkhwanazi. So I'm going to play this video and then we're gonna watch it. Those who didn't watch it yesterday, please watch it with us.
Watch it with us, and then I want you to have a stance. Like I want to prompt a question to say, is it right in airing out this business? Yes, whatever he's basically aired out a lot of So are you on the positive side? Do you support it? Yes. On his side to air that out? Do you feel like it's a dangerous move? Do you feel like it's a risky? Do you feel like it's safe? Just
but I think he knows what he's doing. So hey.
It seems like it. But hey,
let's take a listen.
All right, thank you so much for availing yourself here on a Sunday morning. I hope you're all feeling good after the whole events that happened in Durban yesterday. You did not enjoy yourself too much, so you're still to focus today. Let me salute my fellow colleagues, the generals and the district commissioners that are assisting me in fighting crime in this province together with my deputies, both from the policing side as well as the investigation. I'm here this morning in order to speak to you about the policing issues that are happening in KZN as well as in the Republic of South Africa. So I'm presenting this briefing to the citizens of this province and by extension, the inhabitants of the Republic of South Africa, specifically about the work of the political killings task team. It's been spoken about a lot, I'm sure you know that. Let me give a bit of a background about this political killings task team. In 2018, the President of the Republic, His Excellency President Ramaphosa, established the Interministerial Committee, which we refer to as IMC, which consists of the Ministers of Police, the Minister of State Security, the Minister of Defense, the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, and Correctional Development. These ministers were given a task by the President to ensure that they deal with matters of security nature that affect political leadership in this province. You will recall that the minister had visited the family of the late Musawenkosi Qashana Mkhunu in Plesisle in Pietermaritzburg in May 2018. It was then where this IMC was established by the president. So it is a committee of ministers, not a police-directed operation, but a committee that involved different departments. The IMC at the time met and listened to the investigation report that was presented, the so-called political task team that was established before them. And the observation, amongst others, was that the task team was working in silos. It was compromised, and that it did not have any investigation as well as a prosecutorial plan or strategy. As a result, there was a little or no progress in the investigation and prosecution of these cases. A decision was therefore taken by the IMC to establish a national integrated multidisciplinary task team, which consists of the South African Police Service, the National Prosecuting Authority, NPA, supported by both state security as well as correctional services, which commenced its work in July of 2018 to implement the now tried and tested analysis-led and prosecution-driven investigation strategy. As a result of the excellent performance, the Political Killings Task Team has been assigned in another presidential intervention project. I can name the few: the killing of the traditional leaders in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, as well as the murders that happened in the University of Fort Hare in the Eastern Cape. Since the establishment of this Political Killings Task Team in July 2018, the team has been investigating a total of 612 case dockets. These case dockets include murders, attempted murders, intimidation, conspiracy to commit murders, and other cases. A total of 436 suspects were arrested and charged. 156 firearms were recovered, of which 55 of them were linked directly with ballistically through our forensic testing to the political related cases. An additional 35 suspects who are members of the South African Police Service were arrested. The notable one is the one who's now in prison, who's been working with the parliamentarian who was involved in the murder, about the murder of one Siniso Makaka. We're going to talk about that later.
One parliamentarian that was involved in Siniso Makaka. I wonder who that is. I wonder who that is.
He's being very discreet, eh?
Joe, I will talk about it later.
No, but you can leave the mic on. We're taking 2 cents as he's talking. Continue.
A total of 128 accused were found guilty on 106 cases. 29 accused were sentenced to life in prison. 40 accused were sentenced between 10 to 35 years. 25 accused were sentenced between 1 to 9 years. 23 accused were sentenced between 3 to 12 months. And there's quite a lot of awaiting trial prisoners that are going to be finalized in a few weeks. So a total of sentences that is total number of years that has been given, if I add all of them, amounts to about 1,801 years of imprisonment. This is the work done by the team since 2018 to date that have led into the successful prosecution because of this integration working between the SAPS and the prosecution. On the 26th of March 2025, this year, a total of 121 case dockets that were under investigation were taken away from the task team as directed by a Deputy National Commissioner Crime Detection, a Lieutenant General Sibia, who was acting on the instruction of the Minister of Police to disband the team. This was done without the authority of the National Commissioner, nor I, as a Provincial Commissioner, was never informed. These case dockets have since March been sitting at the head office ever since, without any investigation work done on them. 5 of these dockets had already instruction to arrest perpetrators, but nothing has been done because a Lieutenant General Steeihuizen, being instructed by the minister, or well, executing instruction of the minister, withdrew all these dockets and they are sitting in archive in his office in Pretoria. God knows why. Therefore, only a total of 112 dockets which are still in court, of which 54 of them are political related and others will include parallel ad hoc, as well as the dockets that are involving the incident at Fort Hare University, and 5 of them are traditional leadership, are still with the team at this present moment. In the year 2022, a request was received from Gauteng Organized Crime Investigating Unit to assist with the investigation to dismantle the organized crime syndicate that was operating in Gauteng, that was controlled in Gauteng but operating in the rest of the country and in neighboring countries. I, as a Provincial Commissioner, took a decision to deploy 10 members from this political killings task team to go and support this organized crime unit in Gauteng. I can tell South Africans that this decision was a cause for the disbandment letter of this team, because they overstepped their mandate of only focusing in KZN. They went to support Gauteng organized crime unit with the dismantling of a criminal syndicate. And I can confirm before the South Africans today that the investigation which these members were involved with in Gauteng has unmasked the syndicate. And this syndicate involves, amongst others, politicians who are currently serving in Parliament. The law enforcement officers include the members of the South African Police Service, the Metro Police, and Correctional Services. They include prosecutors in Gauteng province, the judiciary, and all these are controlled by the drug cartel as well as business people in that province of Gauteng. This act, of course, undermines the criminal justice system in this country. Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi sends a WhatsApp message to myself, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, regarding the allegation on the defeating the ends of justice matters which were widely publicized, which involves an incident that happened at the Correctional Service at Mpangeni in KwaZulu-Natal. Mr. Brown sends this message in September last year, long before the news came out in public about the incident that happened at Mpangeni. He sends this message. In this message that he sends to the Provincial Commissioner, he attaches a police letter and he attaches a copy of the occurrence book, a register that is used at the police station that's supposed to only be accessed by police officers. But Mr. Brown, who's not a police officer, attaches those in his message and he sends it to the Provincial Commission. His word says, is a plot to charge you. Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi also sends a screenshot of a presentation that was made on the 30th of September 2024, a presentation that was titled 2024-2025 Division Crime Intelligence Policies. He sends this to myself, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, as a Provincial Commissioner in KwaZulu-Natal. Surely this must have been a classified information where crime intelligence are presenting their policies. But this man has access to that, and he's not a policeman. When asked to share the copy of this presentation through that WhatsApp communication, he responded by saying, General Khan will brief you next week. There's only one General Khan in the South African Police Service, so is one Lieutenant General Steeihuizen in the South African Police Service. I've never heard of any other lieutenant generals in any other way in the security cluster in the country with the very same names. So I assume that I know very well. He further wrote on the very same WhatsApp message. He said that, I quote, "The minister is briefed. He has just arrived in Lusikisiki," end quote. You will recall, colleagues, that we had an incident in Lusikisiki, a mass murder that happened there. And the Minister of Police had gone visiting the families and that crime scene. So after this communication, the Provincial Commissioner called the Chief of Staff, Mr. Nkabinde, the Chief of Staff of the Minister of Police, and asked the Chief of Staff, who is this Brian Mkhwanazi? This Brian Mkhwanazi seems to be traveling with the minister to Lusikisiki. Who is he? Because I've never heard of him. The response from the Chief of Staff was that Mr. Brian Mkhwanazi is an associate of the minister, but is not employed in a department. That's when I got a confirmation about Mr. Brian Mkhwanazi. And I asked the Chief of Staff to send the phone number of this Brian Mkhwanazi, of which he did. It is that number that made me to confirm that indeed the person who's sending me WhatsApp messages is the same person that is called Brian Mkhwanazi and is from Northwest. On the 5th of March 2025, the South African Police appeared before the Portfolio Committee in Parliament. A presentation was made to this Portfolio Committee by the Provincial Commission of KwaZulu-Natal, which included the allegations of an associate of the Minister of Police, Mr. Brian Mkhwanazi. The minister denied on record. Go and Google a visual presentation to the Portfolio Committee on the 5th of March this year, towards the end of that briefing, where the Minister of Police responded and he said he does not know this Mr. Brian Mkhwanazi. He said that in Parliament. However, the minister confirmed that he knows this Mr. Brian Mkhwanazi during a telephone conversation that he had, which was posted on X under the handler at Load Care. This was on the 30th of March, where he confirmed that this was his comrade from Northwest. The conversation between the minister and that lady is available. You can go on X and find it on the 30th. If it has been removed from that account, as we finish this briefing, I'll share that with you. The evidence has been found in the cell phone of Mr. Vusimus, also known as Cat Matlala, which shows the communication between Mr. Brian Mkhwanazi and the Minister of Police, Mr. Senzo Mchunu. As I said, this was the beginning of the closure of the political task team. I'll try to outline some sequence of events. I had said the team left for Gauteng to go and assist organized crime in Gauteng. There was a shooting incident that had occurred in April 2024, where Mr. Swart, a QTech employee, was fatally shot while entering the company premises. QTech has been a long-standing service provider to Transnet. Shortly after the incident, 3 suspects, including a warrant officer, a South African Police Service warrant officer, a detective Tau Pule, were arrested in Johannesburg. During the arrest, weapons that were used in this murder, which was an AK-47 and a pistol, along with cell phones, were confiscated. I must applaud the team in Gauteng who had effected this arrest before the arrival of the team in KZN. It is the challenges that this investigating team of Gauteng encountered that led into the invitation to the KwaZulu-Natal police to go and assist. The KwaZulu-Natal political killings task team arrival, they took these weapons and they went and tested them. So they conducted a ballistic test in order to check whether these farms were linked with that murder and many other murders perhaps that will have occurred in the country. Maybe let me pause on that one and come back into what had happened prior to us receiving the results from the test team, ballistic test result. On the 6th of December 2024, the task team visited the premises of the two of the high-profile syndicate, of which one, Mr. Katiso Molefe, was arrested for the murder of Mr. Swart of QTech. During that arrest, an unusual activities were observed whilst the team were busy with the operation. These activities included a dispatching of members of the South African Police Service under the command of a senior manager at the head office to go and interrupt the operation that was unfolding. Fortunately, when they arrived there, the members realized that it is indeed a police operation, so they allowed the members to carry out their operation without disturbance. On the 30th December 2024, the ballistic expert issued a ballistic report which linked these firearms not only with the murder of Mr. Swart, but these firearms were linked with a number of high-profile cases. And these cases include very high-profile South African artists that were murdered in Gauteng, which occurred dating back as far as 2021. I'm not going to mention them, but we have them on record. On the 31st of December 2024, the Minister of Police, Mr. Senzo Mkhwanazi, issues a letter to disband the political killings task team and to suspend the filling of vacancies within crime intelligence. In January, February, and April this year, the Deputy National Commissioner Crime Detection, Lieutenant General Sibia, issued written instructions withdrawing all these cases from the task team to his office. On the 14th of May this year, 2025, the task team arrested Vusi Muzi, who is also known as Cat Matlala, for an attempted murder ×3. I must highlight that this Mr. Vusi Muzi Cat Matlala is an individual who was awarded a police contract of over 360 million rand in 2024. An analysis was conducted on electronic communication of this arrested person. This analysis reveals communication between the arrested Vusimus at Ket Matlala, Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi, an associate of the Minister of Police, as well as the Minister of Police, Senzo Mkhwanazi. On the 1st of January, the letter is issued on the 31st. On the 1st of January, 2025, Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi sends a WhatsApp to Vusi Muzi Cat Matlala, and it reads as follows, I quote, "I have arranged a meeting for Sibia and the minister. They must have a solution." And it follows another message. "The task team that came to your house and harassed you have been dissolved. They got the letter on Monday. As we speak, they are bringing all docket to Sibia." This letter is issued on the 31st of December 2024. This communication is on the very next day, the 1st of January 2025, where it says the dockets have been called and have been sent to Sibia. Yes, we know the dockets only were sent to Sibia in March this year. Further analysis of the chats indicates that Vusimuzi Cat Matlala is financially supporting the Minister of Police and Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi's political endeavors. This is supported by the evidence of conversation and the proof of payments of guests for January 8 traveling cost and the Ghana dinner in Cape Town. which was done in 2025. The proof of payment, we have it. As I said, we're going to share with you where Mr. Matlala is sending this proof of payment to Mr. Brian Mkhwanazi. On the 2nd of January 2025, at about 10:05 in the morning, Vusimuzi Ket Matlala receives a copy of the letter of the disbandment of the political killings task team from Mr. Brian Mkhwanazi, who is an associate with the Minister of Police. I pause to remind you that this is the very same Brian Mkhwanazi that the Minister of Police had denied in Parliament and later confirmed to be his comrade but not involved with police matters, but he's sending this communication. That's what we have discovered through the investigation. On the 14th of January 2025, Mr. Brown communicates with Mr. Vusimuzi Ket Matlala as follows, I quote, "Sure, don't forget to work on your invoices." On the 15th January, Mr. Vusimuzi Ket Matlala responds with a screenshot of an invoice that he has submitted to the South African Police Service, which I guess was due for payment on his contract. On the 26th of January 2025, Mr. Brian Mkhwanazi sent a message to the Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu, which reads as follows, I quote, "The guy of the funding in bracket 20 is also in Joburg from Tuesday. He is the one I said has a 3 billion contract with SAPS." Close quote. Open quote, again another message. "I am also meeting with the DNC and the COS today." Now, in the abbreviation, the DNC in the South African Police Service is referred to as the Deputy National Commissioner, and the COS would be, in this regard, the Chief of Staff. He says, "I'm also meeting with the DNC and Chief of Staff today in Durban for finalization of Khumalo and General Mkhwanazi's matter." Close quote. Another message reads, "DNC is waiting for the Chief of Staff here. This is very significant." Close quote. This is extracted from the communication of the arrested person. So we ask ourselves a question: is there a theory of conspiracy targeting senior officers involving the Minister of Police in this country? On the 31st of December, we have seen Mr. Brian Mkhwanazi sending the following message to the Minister of Police, which reads, "Minister, I'm going to get the case number and the judgment for you. Now we got something proven by the court. This is a matter now which either Sibia or the minister can charge Khumalo and apply Rule 9 of the disciplinary regulations of the South African Police Service. It took the Constitutional Court to release a man who was sentenced to life imprisonment through a forced Section 204 confession. Imagine, Comrade Senzo, after 30 years of democracy, having this kind of policing. The good thing now is that these are not allegations, but a court judgment." This is extracted from a conversation that Mr. Brian Mkhwanazi is sending to the Minister of Police. On the 13th of May this year, the contract of Vusimuzi Ket Matlala was cancelled by the National Commissioner of the South African Police Service. On the 14th of May this year, Vusimuzi Ket Matlala sent a message to Brian Mkhwanazi, which reads, I quote, "Morning, just to let you know that my contract was cancelled yesterday, and I see you've been ignoring me and promising me things that never happened. Luckily, of every conversation, just in case something like this might happen, I'm taking all this to media and some to court on Friday when I do the interdict." Close quote. On the 30th of May 2025, the Investigative Directorate Against Corruption, which is referred to as IDEC, requests the exhibits from the cell phone of Vusimuzi Ket Matlala from the political killings task team and they download the content of the cell phone. IDEC is a unit that was established to deal with corruptions in the country. We don't know what is it that we're investigating for them to come and ask for these cell phone downloads on the 25th of May. On the 30th of May, I beg your pardon. On the 25th of June this year, the project coordinator of the political killings task team is arrested by IDEC. A dramatic arrest. A dramatic arrest. On the 26th of June 2025, the accused, Katiso KT Molefe, who was arrested by the very same task team, was granted bail. Guess that one went under the radar. The work of the organized crime in Gauteng, supported by the political killings task team, has indeed been compromised. The disbandment of the political killings task team was influenced by the sterling work that they performed in Gauteng to uncover the criminal syndicate, which involved some members of the criminal justice system operating in Gauteng province, and not because of what I presented earlier, which was the work they did in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Their demise was as a result of them assisting Gauteng to uncover the criminal syndicate. Despite all these challenges, we acknowledge and appreciate the resilience of the members of the political killings task team. The political killings task team remains operational, albeit attempt to disrupt its work to protect and serve the inhabitants of the Republic, as enshrined in the Constitution under Section 205, subsection 3 of the Constitution of the Republic. The political killings task team remains operational. Therefore, we have embarked on a process of registering a criminal investigation in order to deal with this infiltration and control of the criminal justice system by the organized crime. We in KZN know that a member of crime intelligence or members of crime intelligence released classified documents and handed them over to a member of parliament. That includes vetting documents, as well as covert properties. We all know in the country that the Joint Standing Committee of Intelligence is the one that must supervise the operations of a secret fund account, not only for the South African Police Service, but all the intelligence agencies in the country. That the members of crime intelligence gave these documents to the member of parliament, and the member of parliament registered a criminal case in Gauteng where he was alleging that some of the officials within crime intelligence were issued fraudulent vetting clearance certificates. After opening the case, he sends a communication to the Minister of Police. He asks the Minister of Police to take these dockets and assign them to someone else. The Minister of Police Chief of Staff, Mr. Nkabinde, wrote a letter to the head of the NPA newly established unit, which is referred to as IDEC, Investigating Directorate Against Corruption, to investigate these cases. These are allegations of a manipulation of a vetting process, not a state capture, not corruption. But IDEC receives this communication from the Minister of Police to take these dockets, and IDEC does exactly that. They go and take these dockets and they investigate them. I wonder whether is this what the unit IDEC was established for? The Minister of Police invited and facilitated the peace talk between myself, the Provincial Commissioner of KwaZulu-Natal, and the Deputy National Commissioner, Lieutenant Jairus Beer, in his office, in his house, State House, official residence in Pretoria. The purpose of this invitation was to try and create peace between myself and the Deputy National Commissioner. It was unprecedented. I've never seen in my life. The National Commissioner was present, but he just kept quiet because it was not his meeting. The Minister of Police felt that he must make me and Gerald Spear to find peace. Surely, there can never be peace between a criminal and a police officer. As we speak, the South African Police Service, KwaZulu-Natal, still does not have a leader within crime intelligence because of the letter where the minister suspended the filling of vacancies at crime intelligence, which is dated the 31st of December. So to date, we don't have a command of crime intelligence in this province. We are trying to figure out on our own how to infiltrate syndicates because the minister decided these posts must not be filled. The crime intelligence at the national level has no commander as we speak. And we must thank the magistrate who made the ruling that went beyond what the charge sheet against the accused is about, which the members were charged on HR-related matters that dealt with filling of vacancies. The magistrate directed that these members must never enter any premises of crime intelligence in the country. So which means all the work of crime intelligence had to come to a halt. Interesting for us is that another magistrate who then had the matter of the second accused on that case, who had remained in custody last week, did not issue the same condition. He understood that the judiciary cannot get involved in determining whether people must go back to work or not. It is an employer that must make the decision. But I must just indicate to the South Africans that Mr. Padayache, who appeared in court on the day when these police officers were arrested, whom the magistrate referred to as an investigating officer, is a former member of crime intelligence himself. He retired from the police and he went to join this new unit, IDEC. He is now referred to as a lead investigator with no qualification, no investigative experience at all. But he is a person whom the magistrate directs that if anything is wanted at crime intelligence, must go via him. So he gives him a carte blanche to access anything at crime intelligence on behalf of the members that are employed to work there. The vetting section within crime intelligence has more powers than any other units within that space because they can scrutinize everything about the applicant who's applying for security clearance. And they can manipulate that security clearance process for their own benefit. So I stand here understanding, as leading this province of KwaZulu-Natal, that fighting organized crime remains a priority as directed by government. The National Commissioner remains my commander and the command of all of us as we wear this uniform. And we must protect this badge and the police commissioner. I call on all men and women in law enforcement, the South African Police Service and Metro Police to stand up and protect our people. Yes, sometimes law can stand on the way to achieve justice. We must choose justice. Thank you so much for listening to me.
All right. Yeah. Frenzy, talk to us.
We have a comment from Lebohang. The time to defend our country is now, and Frenzy is sending us a love. Thank you so much, Frenzy. Thank you so much, Lebohang. And I responded to say, we need more people of integrity in this country, you know? And I prompted a question to say, what are your views on General Mkhwanazi's move to share reports that were unknown to the public, right?
Yeah.
Is it out of traction for himself or revealing the truth? What is your point? Even though I'm asking it with a stance already, that does not come across in any way as, for me personally, as a personal gain moment in that moment. Because a lot of people are saying, you know what, orata matlhabatho, for whatever reason, you know, to each their own.
Okay, so we're supposed to hide things because you don't want to be seen to be liking people's eyes.
So essentially, like, leak out the files, but then it's our more way. But I feel like there also is a sense of hypocrisy or like cowardice to leak out files and then hide away from it. But at the same time, it's dangerous.
But how hide away? Because it's not like he's implicated. Len is a victim. He was supposed to be charged.
Yeah.
And then and then the plot came out.
Yeah, and the information was supposed to pass through him.
Yeah.
You know, but I definitely have to like highlight what he said towards the end. We must protect this badge and uniform with honor.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
No wonder foreigners were tell us so. Because Rona self from the head. The fish rots from the head. This is nonsense. I'm not gonna lie to you.
There's so much. And I quote, I'm like, yo.
And I gotta quote the over it's not an allegation anymore. It's not an allegation anymore. This thing. This is so scary. It's not even funny.
Sure.
Do you understand?
The figures that came out also.
Yeah. Who are you? Who is this guy?
Yes, there's 3 people implicated here. We heard Brown Mkhwanazi,
Ket Matlala, Musi Ket Matlala,
Senzo
Mkhwanazi, the minister of police. Like, guys, what's happening?
Yo,
what is going on?
Is our country in safe hands?
Or is this a coup? I saw one more YouTube, one of them was asking, is this a coup? I don't know if it was Sizwe. Okay. Is this a coup? Like, you know, are they really? Wait, where's Ramaphosa, guys? Let me just ask this question. Where's Ramaphosa again?
In the whole thing.
Where's Ramadola? Okay, man.
Billion.
Guys, I don't think. 164-548. So 76. What are your thoughts, man? About
wow, he ate up so much, and it should spark some concern in the public.
Okay, one thing that boggles me. This is a civilian who knows the contents of upcoming events, highly classified.
Yeah,
who has a police register and sends it to another civilian, not a police person, not a soldier, not even government. This guy has a and they send it to each other. This is what's happening. How do you do that?
Yeah, and I wonder how he had access. Okay, but I think I know. Technically, the phones with people of the SAPS, like they have tracking, right? Like
they do
everything.
Yes.
Everything is. There's a disclaimer. Our privacy. Everything that you do on the phone, we have knowledge of. Because I was wondering, like, how did he get access to?
He got access because him and the minister are buddies. That's what the general said. I said, no, don't shoot me yet. Marad when it. The general just said to us, Mkhwanazi, Mkhwanazi denied this person, like in Parliament. So that's actually a crime, by the way. He can be charged by lying to Parliament. 1. Number 2, Jigi, he says no, he's his comrade from Northwest. Comrade and Zaur were both in the ANC for sure, and his comrade is a friend. He's a friend of mine from Northwest. This person is everywhere. When Sibia was in Lusikisiki, the guy was there. What is he doing there if he is not being fed information by this person? How is he going around creating meetings, Khadi, between the whole vice commissioner of the country and the chief of staff? How do you do that? How does he instruct Horebona when Tlatela Ela or that law with Takantemola or charge all a civilian? How in God's name does
having
he
so much leverage and power and authority to make such demands?
How does he go around sponsor the whole minister of police? Whenever he goes somewhere, he can answer it. And there's invoices. It's not like this person is saying allegedly. There's invoices.
You're the way he was saying things with his chest. They will like toothpicking. So unbothered.
This guy must be given the ministry. So the question is, should Ramaphosa suspend Mkhunu? Should Ramaphosa recall him? Hey. Can step aside, if you're charged, right, then you step aside. Not when you're alleged. I can alleged
DA.
by change, only if you are charged, you step aside.
Hey, TNCs. And I saw King, the DA is standby. They are waiting to see what is Ramaphosa going to do now, because this is a huge offense, but it's alleged.
Yeah.
So now there's an expectation now for him to take drastic measures. This was by, I think, Ntokozo Masuku.
Oh, I saw that little screenshot.
Yes.
Yeah.
He says, when it was time to decisively act against Deputy Minister Andrew Whitefield, Cyril Ramaphosa didn't waste time. He showed leadership, firmness, and urgency. Now the entire nation is watching.
But it's just a day, for goodness sakes. What's wrong with this Ntokozo person?
Hey, Marlene, I didn't hesitate. How I feel that
no, man, what feel like a match, my brother? Can you imagine it? Had some like a match.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was around March.
Sure.
Then no matter no.
I guess. But it says now the entire nation is watching. Will the president show that same energy against Minister Senzo Mkhunu, who has been implicated in serious allegations by General Mkhwanazi? Huh?
Well, I wonder what about Zimaki Ratini? To say, what about who? And all in Larry, Yaganist not going to answer why Basakubiwa, hey, I don't do that. Your person left and then he must face the music. That's it.
I hear you.
Don't say, what about Mama?
I hear you, but I think this is coming from a place of we expect consistency. Give us the same level of energy. It's the same standard that we need to hold Trump to. If you can offer refugee status to white Afrikaners, then you can offer it to the Hispanics, you can offer it to the black people, you can offer it to other people. But there's a double standard.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it's very dangerous for a president to not be consistent in his actions, in his doing, because then it's faulty.
But I think this is Ntokozo Jahil. Lady A Jahil. I mean, it's just a day. I heard it, we know, but hey, it's fine. So now say, let's give. One thing for sure, I'm not a fan of the president. Personally, I'm not. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I am not, because of this whole pala thing. He played us, and he played the law in his own right, and he was protected because people wanted to benefit from him. So he's, for me, it's not. You see, like election is no go. I don't do that. And I always say it because what you are doing is not right. When things are on you, but now the step aside rule, for example.
Okay.
The step aside rule was, if you are not even charged yet, but if there's anything leveled against you, any accusation leveled against you, you step aside and sort the matter. President. But when you are charged, when you are charged, you can do that. You understand what I'm saying? You can step aside. So I wanted to take it just manipulation. So what's this thing that time that the Jacob Zuma, the president. Lena. The NPA dropped his charges in 2009 or 8, if I'm not mistaken. By drop as totally that they in the NPA at that time. I dropped everything because there was a conspiracy behind this whole thing. There was they intercepted a communication between McCarthy and some other guy. This one. Intelligence.
Okay.
If somebody knows, please let us know on the comments. I'm for sure you know him, you know these people. I know McCarthy, but I forgot the other one.
Okay.
No, we're gonna charge him either at a conference or before.
Okay.
Because they wanted to charge him before you can actually go and contest Thabo Mbeki. So this whole thing of the conspiracy, same thing as this one. Now that people are using our state apparatus to fight political battles and to fight against each other. It's not supposed to be. That Jackie Silibi was a commissioner of police, right? Commissioner of police, yes. National. And then he was a friend of Agliotti, the suspected kingpin drug dealer, West Africa, who could take Sibia, man, that they can't say Mutoko. Abaisa shopping go Santinel Banava, baby. Jackie Silibi. But a good will come and pick him up, Miss Abaisa Quabarcali Tacotti Turang, Louis Vuitton, whatever label they were buying Cosantin. And Arkela old suit to the Turan plane. So it really came the then NPA head, this guy, I just forgot. Why am I forgetting names for that? Jesus Christ. Ilaha a whistleblower this thing, right? Mbeki disbanded the Scorpions because of a protector Silibi. There was a cartoon the cartoon Zapiro. He made Mbeki wasn't that day. Silibi was a little child. And Silibi, yeah, and then the Scorpions were this guy were the head of Scorpions that time. I mean, head of Scorpion Piccoli, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's came with Piccoli. And then there's like he's a scorpion, small, and then Silibi is a child, like she papa, she, and then Mbeki is like stepping on that scorpion.
Hey, the hero of the moment.
Do you understand? So this takes me back there. We will never have a crime solution in West Africa when we have the fish rotting from the head, when we have the people who are supposed to be pushing, now being the ones who are doing corruption and who are destroying this country, like these ones. We will never solve crime. That is why police are also weak. Our police can be given anything. They let you go.
Hey.
Do you know? Sorry, alleged.
Are we going to?
Let me say alleged. Sorry, hey, allegedly. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Okay, yes.
Because my thing is, and this is so interesting. I also had an interaction. Mara, this one nearly metro.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So I'm driving, and then Shapu, I'm on my way. But madam. 2 minutes in your road check or inspect again. I born a comedy medicine dumelang. Like I know our license register. Okay, I know. Hey, check. But amongst themselves about something else. Get we rahala. Kare are hey moto it's again. That's what the document that's a high open the same time since that's a cold drink. Is it our foot ya cold drink again? Out of the car before me.
Oh, right? Yes.
So, but not to tell to this interaction of like how moto jampilo huntaya cold drink, and it's like it's such a norm right now. It's such a norm. And good one Kalu said that this whole thing is like Maro, it's a thing. If we did our jobs, like because of
that's the police person saying.
Yes, the metro guy one put because now everything was set. Okay, you know, and he explains that with again, it's such a norm that this I hesitate. It's like second nature is like cold drink.
I get it close to it because of Bonavera. Born never push a girl on 800 get about 100 born Coppola Mumafikin qua be the select able Manyapola Buakayon and later Atlas Mosadi. Are hey, do you know the natural stemega hiking? I got Bamu miss. Right? That last hey, we said never came some motiling, about Kim Samotiling, Kale Horano, all our Emana Buasing.
Yeah.
Buasing. Are Bekinta, I get Yamakizi, kill was going to 220 fast. Ne?
Yeah.
Kaya naging sa 50 rand kaya so ta hi kiri 200 rand ari chub sama ay One understand. So the norm has been made by them, sorry, allegedly, the police, unfortunately, because they will ask you, hey, that way we're saying okay. We're saying we're on the okay. Twar. Bilang kata macam actually buka war lachalamu.
Be as low key as possible. Mara in the Western Cape because di Arizona teu hey. It's not gonna happen. And I think, hey man, like as much as we are receiving the benefit as Abuleto because of now kwala ticket on 200 the one now 50 rand.
I know I have to
favor.
No, but right? Because sometimes it be like how to all the papers. Because I want to Ishan, Monga seriously. I know smile, let's work. Listen.
Basically, you feel like no
now all of us are like a feta money jam for Shanguvi. So I forgot when it's expired, like for a month. I didn't think so. Like in the for Mokia driver, please.
Yes.
When you get there, but I miss now Chica when I was orange before tunnel. But I miss Emma, I came and be like, sisters are guy, Kin Salas.
Yeah.
Expiry. I don't know. The shock was genuine. And then why you expiry? I board. You. Most was a genuine mistake. No, only is fan by Rejahilera somewhere or a uniform more busy. But it's a genuine mistake.
Yes.
I didn't see this. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I know fan Sama Husiam and then go please renew it. It's fine. I didn't even give her a bribe in any shape. I wonder get like Oena or don't chow mahalaka. Mari said, guys, we are just trying to give you this highlight.
Yeah.
How is something very small?
Yeah.
It grows up until now it gets to people having.
It gets worse. Exactly. It's something as small as we deem small, ne?
Yeah.
And you know, you can share your comments because company drinking because of I know who service a koloi ki chelete ntshi ke tlo khone fela in 3 months and if ke tlo ntsha di sharp, you know?
Yeah.
So I understand that those are the benefits that people are enjoying, but we are trying to explain how it starts off as what we deem small, but moto that you let slide come over cheleta cold drinking, right? Yeah. For example, windscreen ring it's half cracked or the brake is working effectively. We keep letting people slide and then ramakala when all these accidents happen every single day without fail. There's no way okasutli a news report of an accident on the freeway. The N1, William Nickel Drive, all of these main highways will have an accident every single day without fail. And yes, some of them, the cars are perfectly stable. Yes, it's just maybe speeding. But then we let people slide like windscreen. Jiggy. Oh no, windscreen in Pazamisite. That's why, you know, we had an altercation. Next one, pila. We were brigiaka. Aya brigaganako. You. For the past 3 months, cold drink, as I look easy. And now it's at the cost of somebody's life.
Yeah.
And it starts with that because of Lebanaba Metro. By Dumela, it keeps becoming a norm. And now this translates into the police force, right? And now it's crime rate. The docket, dockets gather dust after this disbandment, basically.
Yeah.
And that's.
So, in other words, when I was coming here, so the Uber person that I was driving with, he came today. I was like, hey, bro, because of busy. So this guy, I think is one of those guys by Lahore. They want to expose corruption in Matridgeville. Yeah, the prosecutors.
Okay.
That's why we need to make sure we have information right on both sides. Because they might want, we might have to give them the right of reply. According to the men, cases don't go to court in Matridgeville if you have money.
Wait.
Yeah, they don't. They don't go to court if you have money. If you tell it, they say.
And that's the reality.
You can pay up to $15,000. Your case, I feel koto, I enroll more koto, but go away, sleep, and I say you go away. Even if they will charge you, whatever the fingerprints, they don't go far because they're just going to be in a system. You know, it's not like they're charging you with a crime that you're going to go to court and you're going to have a criminal record and next. So if you have money, you talk to lawyers, I'm like, Emre, is heavy, and no, we need to expose them. Can I please come and do it on your station? I'm like, okay, you can. Mara, we need to have more information. Yeah. And I reached out to my lawyer friend. I'm like, Emre, and my brother, I'm telling you now, it's a norm.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a norm.
It is, and it's problematic.
You've got money,
destroying
anything
us.
can happen.
You have money, you have freedom, you have power, you have flexibility.
Or if you can afford it. Sometimes it's not even about having money, it's about affording something. So according to the guy, he was like, no, Kwale, really, can I know how does this happen? Which one? I don't know. Between the people who are there, the lawyers who are always more kotomola, and Maporisa and the prosecutors. Baira, I don't know. I'm touching rape cases, my brother. Motor rape, it doesn't even go to court. The court is there. File and really we go court.
Sure.
By topper, unto a lawyer client chelete, Chelsea cash ya tsena ko damane ha e
No.
tshwere damane ka mola for 2 minutes jigijigi fear that ba bisa stroke sa gore ba mo release. People are supposed to enroll the case ba mo release tsama.
Jigo mona mo strateng,
I'm like, hey, maybe I don't know about that.
Dokete has collected dust.
Yeah, so if you do have something information like that, please come, share it, and then let's see what can we do. So I don't know what's going to be. So this is very serious.
It really is, because of crime is just going to keep on flowing. Wait, is it Sweden or which country? You don't mess with the cops. The strictness
even
of the
America.
police, of the law enforcement there.
You don't touch a cop. You don't even speak. If you speak to a cop, you speak to a cop in respect.
Yes.
Because the law enforcement agents, they are very, very, very powerful.
And effective.
Yeah. Obetele Metropolis. What? Oh, we need to phone or
my bra.
Yeah.
How do you meditate? Jordan Tang, yeah, sharp. But also, like, I feel like also the training. I think we need to take it back a bit. How firm are they training these cops?
They do, but human rights is above everything. Human Rights Commission of West Africa, it's above everything. Whatever wrong thing, they are there to defend the wrong. They never defend the right. If a cop will shoot somebody, that person's rights are more important than the cops. Only a criminal, I can't shoot you. Especially if they say, I can't even shoot you. If I shoot you, it meant I'm going to go to jail for shooting somebody in the back.
Self-defense,
I think trespassing laws don't work in this country. Self-defense, it's very difficult. But I charge you, then innocent court.
We're talking national dialogue so that we can talk about these things, because that's insane. How can you not protect yourself in your own household? Because you can't rely on cops. Cops come after.
That is why America now, banale, gun laws that protect you to own guns. You have the right to self-arm and to self-defense. Anything from trespassing, I can shoot you. I have a right to shoot you. And if in my yard, is self-defense, is trespassing, and that's
who's writing our policies?
You shoot a person inside your house, not go one in the morning or pa. How police are like, what the hell?
Now, why am I being? Like, let's say a camera is there and it recorded the whole
incident. It does not make any difference. The fact you shot somebody.
That's crazy.
Especially but
anyways, we have a comment from Frenzy.
Hello, friends.
So, General Mkhwanazi's attempt to share reports with the public shows a commitment to transparency and accountability in a time when trust in leadership is fragile.
I agree.
Is so real.
I agree. It's about time we have people like Mkhwanazi who can be able to stand up, give on truth to power. And one thing we must expect South Africans about this man, one is there's going to be allegations of anything from corruption to whatever. They're going to cook out some. Paul O'Sullivan. I don't know if you know that nonsense.
Paul
O'Sullivan.
Okay.
It's this stupid guy who he's this stupid white guy.
Wow.
Who gave, I don't know what is his job, not some security company or something like that.
Okay.
And then Ramaphosa gave the body. It's really powerfully blind. In 1985, he was the one who was giving Ramaphosa an award as a constable in the SAPS. Remember, Papa Ramaphosa was a police. Ramaphosa was a constable in the police service as well. By the way, those who didn't know, public knowledge. You understand?
Yeah.
Paul O'Sullivan, I can't wait for this man to fall. I'm like, hey, man, go ex-man. And I can't wait for this man to fall. I'm like, huh?
Imagine.
How do you say that about somebody who's telling the truth? You can't wait for this man to fall. Why? All this time, Khadi, why are cases not being solved? High profile. There's known gangsters in Cape Town who are operating freely.
And we know their name and faces.
But nothing is done. Because he's got a minister of police allegedly
and
in
this
his
is
pocket.
why the foreigners are comfortable here, because they know that the law enforcement here isn't as firm as it needs to be.
I don't know.
You can't rely on cops to really do their job.
Yeah. I don't know if you know the Kings of Joburg.
Ah, I do.
Yeah. Whatever that story. I said to Homer since man. They are trying to do a horror movie South Africa. What the hell is this? And then I watched 2 and 3, I think.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay.
It bonds the reality of how organized crime works.
So it's worth the watch. I was
it
contemplating.
is,
if I should check
especially,
it out.
especially in season 3.
Oh man, I was
beautiful.
so disappointed, sad by the loss of Connie Ferguson's husband because he did the first one.
Yeah,
the first
but the
season,
second season is better than this boy.
the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy get us training. And then the third season,
yeah,
that's when now you see the 3 evils meeting and fighting and whatnot. And there's this colored guy go Cape Town, who's a philanthropist, but it's actually whatever, Yeah.
Hey.
So it's like the Lord.
Okay, so it
Watch
details
that.
the crime and how it goes about.
Yeah, so it bonds how people really own our cities, and they are kings of cities, not a king of Cape Town, not a king of Johannesburg,
and
not a
that's
king of KZN, and in crime, kind of, by the way. And when this other one, Ojo Nigeria, he went home and got some powers, and he came here. He could burn your level, so our office from Kamulo. I'm like, hey. So it just shows you how.
Horror movie.
Well, it's very nice one. Mari, the gist of the story, how crime intelligence works in this country. Like, people are actually owning people.
Yes.
Hey, a politician because voted hana anything else. Chelete talks. Like, imagine Barry.
Money talks.
Yeah, Barry Mo Masire owns the police. Kuri, man.
Yeah.
This person from the minister. Most story, ne? It seems most story. From the minister.
Kings of Joburg.
Yeah, Joburg. Downwards. They know there's money coming to them every single day. And you'll see one of them trying to be Anesha Pamutunzi.
Yo, I think there's also another movie called Blue Something, right? It depicts corrupt cops. And I remember watching it with my family, and we're just like, I feel like the worst enemy that you can have is a corrupt cop. Compared to, like, I'd rather have meat or yeah, like 7. Like, I'd rather know a criminal who knows who born. Yeah, right? Unlike a corrupt cop, because of they are protected by the law and they are hidden, they are under the shadows, they can get away with anything. So they enter a crime scene, they help the criminal, and then bantas tunya as of now, so that they can wear the hat of a cop and a criminal, and they keep switching.
You know what
and that's more dangerous.
Yeah, sometimes they will actually alert. I remember how the rates.
Give a heads
they
up.
tell you beforehand or emara. Kadi kana la kulo radio retla. Lukisa tabatsa how. To make it so lawful. What I've seen with my own eyes, and I was so pissed. We did raids in Denville for the drugs and everything else. Yeah. How in God's name, as a police person, you're going to do a raid? You don't get a search and seizure warrant.
Yeah.
Ne?
Okay.
A whole commander station. They don't go and get a search and seizure warrant. Yeah. I don't care, Roma. Whatever you find here, a dead body come. I'm going to charge me with that because you didn't have a warrant to enter my premises in the first place. To do what you did, what you did was unlawful. Imagine with Kilagamola, Denville, what the drug shop almost many of them Peter West. After Peter West, where's the warrant for all these things? Done. There is no warrant. Where is the warrant of all these things? Remarkable why. People who were arrested, they were out the following day. And the question was, guys, what happened? But no, there was no warrant. The very same SAPS, there was no warrant that was executed for station. But like, how do you leave a station? Hey, how do you leave a station with no warrant?
What is the plan? I hope these people don't know the law so that we can come and do that. But even then, like, I feel like even if I did not know to ask her, do you have a warrant? At some moment when things become legal and then you're in court, you can ask this question to her, okay, did they have a warrant? Oh, actually, you guys didn't have a warrant to enter in the first place. So you guys were wrong in what you did from the beginning.
We know America by now. one of these rights, Miranda. Maybe the Miranda is right. If you do not, Miranda is a person. Omutware later on go got court. The lawyer will say, but Your Honor, they didn't Miranda is my client. I should be the prosecutor, or I should be the arresting officer. Did you Miranda is the person? No. Case dismissed.
Done.
Because you didn't say to the person, you have the right to remain silent, you have the right for an attorney, you have the right to do this, you have the right to. You have to. So, a thing that you need when you but something's a common sense.
Yeah, no, this is standard procedure.
You go
Just
and
from movies.
if let's say we are raiding some place, the first thing you do is to go and get a warrant. That thing tells you you have
Get
a right
it
to enter the
sorted.
premises and seize and seizure, says anything that you find in there that might look like incriminating evidence for whatever that you're looking for. If you get drug, look at the market drug 10, ne? This whole station say whatever come front, and then you suspect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go to the prosecutor or a judge. Imran, this thing,
Warren,
please.
this is my reasons done.
Oh, what? They don't do that shit.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
We need to move.
Friends, Kings of Joburg season 3 is a Marvel horror. Yeah, no Callum Fanaka.
Let's show Rich Hagamari.
It's not whatsoever.
I saw the meme.
Yeah, there's a meme.
I'm like, there's so much demonic activities and rituals. I'm like, is this a depiction of what's really happening? Eh?
When do you think of Mutakana Kimpina Lagasarwal? I don't need it.
No.
I am a taxi boss. How to Muntu kiss it in Oka? Give on Jubek, but I'm not Jubek. Oh, how many texts were talking to
Oh,
them?
man, that's a suspicious.
But how look go north? Ne? The Vekote 15 or 8. Because I'm Tomo and I'm like, eh? They may lie in it. Delay Shagano one. I'm like, that man on the middle lens or something like that.
Yo.
On the middle lens, Mari Onale Okohai KZN.
Yeah.
On the middle lens, also wait. Keep on the bow.
Man, this is actually so baffling to me because I remember Lena, there was a time I was taking an Uber,
Yeah.
right? And Kalu said, because how train, right? Ufula mo bossman. I want to request a Uber. The
Yes.
taxi drivers own that place.
They own it,
But
yes.
now the meter taxi.
Yeah.
They are fearful for their lives. So I'm like, okay, cool. I need to take the Gautrain bus and drop it a bit far from Territoria, the taxi, the
yeah.
meter taxi, because of then they are going to fight. So on the way, he tells me, apparently there's certain territories, Moloring, banally toll gate, yeah, the taxi driver. So how late 7? So do we do if 2020. O hola ya batho ba 5 2 ela yeah ke a bona like o patela toll like you can't go ka church while drop hobo o drop a chelet every single round
Yeah.
inally fee ya yona. I'm like toll gate ya di taxi
So you look into that lawlessness and you put on why.
Yo.
Then you see things like this are contributing to that lawlessness in West Africa because people don't care anymore. People are not afraid. People know how ke tshwarwa ke taxi driver because ke bethile Uber driver come tsamara boot ka fisa koloi ya gage. When I get to at even I got the case ya Trishville or ya kai, I'm telling you now, I'm gonna get off because I'm gonna pay $15,000 or 10 or 20 or whatever that day. Then I'm done.
Stress. Like I'm sure people who commit crime and get arrested is like Joe. Go to a
Then the question is, how the time we need now is to the time to defend our countries now. How do we go about that?
What do we need to do? What
How
systems
do we
do we
do
need
that?
to do in place? I think this is the perfect way to navigate into Tabaya, the national dialogue right now, because of obviously the DA are fighting this whole national dialogue. Mbeki feels like it's his little baby that he's initiated and is like, no, this is the point of it, and he depicted it in his whole open letter, right? And I believe that getting aspects like the national dialogue are put in place for creating a platform where we can discuss and raise your concerns, even though right now we're talking about it. I guess we're gradually going into the topic of the national dialogue, right? And I really
Mbeki VS Steeihuizen.
I find it so difficult to believe in conversation in this country because if you look at the parliament already, Kitty talks. And right through, hey, Honorable Mang, but it's like it doesn't seem fruitful. Look at how direction.
Yeah.
Is there really going to be direction and an objective that is going to be met at the end of this?
Where's the problem again? Maybe what they should have done, right? They should have done this. Have I announced? I don't know what's going to be. What is this thing? I don't know.
How is it actually going to go?
What's going to happen? Are they going to be calling like Bizo, or is it going to be like
so
there's some place where they're going to be sitting and then we're going to come and talk and comment? I have no idea. What's going to happen then?
Yes,
the government should have just took time to educate our people, have a commercial or something like that.
100%.
What is this dialogue that's going to happen?
How does it go about?
Instead of having a whole graduate like Mbeki. Mbeki wrote him a 11-page letter.
And apparently it was very passive, not even passive aggressive, like
Yeah.
now more
your hypocrisy. I'm just going to highlight that part. Your hypocrisy in that you can't get out of the GNU. You get out of the national dialogue. Because more you lose power that you so crave without being voted for, by the way. Just because we ask you to join us doesn't mean that you're actually sharing power with us. No, you're not.
And Ramaphosa was like, with or without the DA, this national dialogue
it's going to continue, yes. And then now my question, like you asked earlier, I like ask you earlier, when do you think, like, Hobanza hypocrisy at this party, GA, Samato, if Whitfield was still alive, was still a minister, deputy minister, will they be against the dialogue now? Will they not be part of the dialogue still? Will they be or not?
At this point, I still feel like, okay, this could go either way, but it really feels like it's an attempt to bring noise and traction to the DA. Like, as much as we can say a lot of things about the DA, but these people are very strategic in a lot of their moves, in a lot of getting the talks that they bring up, right? Because right now, they're bringing traction to this thing because of it's an attempt at ultimately, right? The DA wants to get the entire power, right?
Yeah.
But by the time the next elections, Hausana GNU, ke bona, right? So they biting into this khanyani, and we talked about how the Oppenheimers are already starting other political parties to split the votes.
Yo, allegedly.
Allegedly. Thank you for dropping that.
100 million allegedly.
Allegedly.
Like you saw.
I don't want to be mistaken.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So it's not facts, right?
Yes.
Not something that's public knowledge, that's known, that's like the thing.
But there's 100 million that was dropped
allegedly
by somebody allegedly from Stellenbosch allegedly. To somebody from MK allegedly.
Everything
allegedly.
Our perspective, it's subjective, it's our viewpoints, please. So it seems like there's this strategic move to just chip into the ANC. And at this point, Khosi, if I want people not to vote for you, right, whether I'm doing good or not, I just need to paint you as the bad guy, right? As long as I keep on showing how you are failing at your roles right now, I can bring more attraction to me, right? So they're highlighting how 700 million, 40 million, all we're going to do is talk shops. What are we going to discuss? How fruitful is this?
But the question is, why were they not against this whole thing before Whitfield was taken out?
True.
They
Now,
knew from the beginning this was coming. They kept quiet up until,
DA Steeihuizen, there's a clip where he speaks with the press saying that we did not know that it cost this much to have. But
they knew it was going to come. Why? Yeah. It's not a matter of the cost; it's a matter of the whole thing.
He says that
in their letter, how about the cost? But the whole thing is just ANC trying to campaign.
True. Yes.
How about the cost is too much? Hey, when we are defending the cost, but the whole thing, the whole thing at dialogue was ANC trying to campaign. You understand? And how what revelations they have?
So according to them, they are never included in GNU talks. Like they're always excluded when it comes to these things. So how it's been painted in what Steeihuizen said is that because we're not included in these talks, because we were not even included in the budget, we were not knowing of this. That's how they can point the fingers to the ANC and say, yeah, no, actually, only now we're realizing that it's an attempt by the ANC to campaign, right? So that's the angle that they're taking it from. It's like all this time they were not looping us into the conversations. Yes, we're part of the GNU, but when it comes to the budget allocation, the agenda, the purpose, Thabo Mbeki is talking with the ANC. They're not including us. So now the stance that they're coming from is we are now realizing that no, man, these talks are faulty.
They think they are sharing power. They think they are a coalition, the ANC, and they are not. They think they deserve where they are. They were invited.
But isn't it an automatic thing?
No, it's not.
When you receive those number of votes, it's like...
No, Bon. There is 4 parties in this country who are big. ANC, DA, EFF, and MK.
Yes.
Even the MK number 2.
3, yeah.
Right? So, whether they are there or not, they were going to... ANC and MK, they were over 50%, over 60%. The EFF, over 60%. They knew that. Hence, they shook this country by the markets. But it's this fear at the markets. Rantaya manipulate to a VV. All these things, or whatever they want. Hey, just to scare. But if you don't, that is why they said they're never going to vote against him in Palapalako Parliament because he's one of them now. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they think they're in coalition. And same you're not in coalition with us. You're not coalition partners. So they always say the biggest coalition partner. I'm like, we're not in coalition. We are just doing this. If I didn't go and ask good,
that is problematic though.
How?
Because the point of the GNU is
it's
a coalition government.
Yes, we know that, but it's to include everybody. Baba Nyaka special treatment or Bonedi are the biggest coalition partners.
Okay, biggest is the issue that we have. Oxalayo, they are part of the coalition.
They are. Babo, li PA, li good, li PAC. Baba la kama small nyanaban. Balang who has a pelebone balashim.
They again bonabel the percentages. Or Babana, they have the lesser say when it comes to these discussions.
That's like by losing with them more because that's the so-called state of intent. Hire to the biggest coalition partner or to the biggest number. Yari consensus go rotely, but consensus rotely. Go imagine here. Let's say keep on that so-called GNU. But okay, voting. ANC, Tamile, everybody else, DA, MOKL1. Are we not supposed to pass budgets or do anything else because of them? Like we can't.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry that we didn't talk about the foreigner thing.
Yeah, Pila, we should have started there. I think anything with long videos, we'll put them like towards the end and then like discuss other topics and then get to that. Actually, share your comments as people who are listening in. Please share what is ideal for you because of there's 2 topics we could have talked about, like the foreigners in SA currently, and the issue is how they are demanding healthcare services to be for free. Basically, they have this entitlement.
Yeah, I think this is what we can do. Let's make it a topic. Maybe it's Wednesday for Multi won't come. Let's do that as a topic on its own. Or this coming Friday. Let's do it as a topic on its own. In the Kanyahore. And then we invite other people like Progressive Forces to come and talk to us. Maybe at the studio. We just make it a whole topic, and then people can tell us, okay, what is what? Because I wanted to do it as a topic. But I know we did touch a little bit on it.
Slightly, yes.
But discuss it deeply.
Go into it
and see people what is going on. What can we do? But I apologize for that because I felt Mkhwanazi. It's much more burning and it's much more so urgent. People
Yeah.
can they see it? Because on YouTube, it's not a lot of videos being done. I was expecting most season performances to take it up and run, but I don't know what happened.
Not yet.
Maybe they're still gonna do that. Maybe we are the first ones to do it. Hey, but so at least because of it's for now I felt it was more urgent.
Yes.
Let's do that and then talk about it, expose it more.
Yeah.
Because YouTube like it's not there yet. Understand?
And
Yeah.
it just dropped. So yeah. Essentially we did touch on it, which is good. Like we focused a big portion of today's episode on the alleged bombs, explosives that have landed. And thank you again for all the people who commented to say, you know what, we do need to do something and defend our country right now.
Yeah.
We need to have more people who are transparent, who show accountability, and who are fearless. I mean, I can imagine it's a very brave move to name drop like that. And but we've heard some commentaries coming in to say, but we need, I feel like we need more of that, because we have a lot of corruption going on. And we talked about the Metro Police, we talked about the Kings of Joburg, we talked about Hore, you know, the systems in place really make us feel like we're in a country where the law enforcement does not really favor us. You can't really rely on our law enforcement to protect us as citizens.
If bone ba palwa sona sare ha e palanye na ba parangwe rona ba lala ra go bona re ile kae.
What does that mean?
Yeah, ben kandomo ke
How? Ke
ba Motswana bone ha e palanye na isa go mahiketsa go gae ha e palanye Northwest sorry bo gae gore motho shu busy mo Northwest le ene what misrepresent this person mogotsi or ga ke ma ne ha e palanye na ba parangwe rona ba lala.
Okay.
If you cannot overcome it, you as kings, how will we peasants be able to handle it?
Oh, wow.
If you palangena ma parangwe, the leopard wearers, wa parang ba hosi.
What then? For people
Trona
who
was
don't
nang
have-
matla ka lona. Na go fela ko hama. So hi palla boneba. How the hell do you think you can protect your family from crime?
Oh, wow.
If the very people supposed to give us crime protection, they are now busy. Yo, how the hell do you get 3 billion tender from the SAPS? Like, how do you you know how much 3 billion is when?
Life-changing money.
Like, how do you get 3 billion tender, guys, from? Wow. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so
Anyways,
much.
that was a really great way to wrap us up. I think we could have really delved more into it, but I feel like we're gonna have so many more episodes to really talk about how effective is the GNU, how effective is the role of the DA when they say they're the bigger coalition party, the fights between the DA Mbeki, Steeihuizen and Mbeki, that we could have really gotten deep into it, and I think we'll have several other episodes to go deep into it, because the national dialogue is still coming in. Because he mentioned something so important. We need to be educated on what this looks like practically, especially if there's a budget that is yet to be approved. And right now it's a big debate to say, is this really, because I'm questioning this amount, this approximation. Honestly, until it's written or broadcasted by the government themselves to say, yes, this is truly the budget. Okay, sharp. And if that's the case, share some insight on what it is, because I saw that there are 32 members or representatives. The South African dialogue is being guided and championed by an eminent persons group consisting of 32 members, right? This group is composed of leading figures from diverse backgrounds in South African society, all united by their commitment to social cohesion and national building. And I was so interested to discover that Kolisi is going to come, like religious people from the clergy. Yes, like there's...
Like, what would this boy?
No, I get it. They want representatives from people all over, from people who are like, who are sports background,
and
from
who is
churches.
representing anything?
Sports background.
What's again? I want to Yo.
Yeah, so these individuals include former government officials, religious leaders, business leaders, academics, activists, sports figures and cultural icons. We need representative from. This is a national dialogue, right? So
why was that more about votelang about Aribwe?
100%. And
For what?
if we have this is also what
Because
I wanted
rugby.
to get into it. Yeah, no, because we need sports figures.
For
it
what?
doesn't have to be national dialogue.
And
The people within sports get to share their grievances when it comes to the country. Or, okay, are we happy with the budget allocation? 40 million, but our sports services are lacking. Religious backgrounds, they tell us when it comes to system, whatever. Academics tell us we don't feel like we're supported with the schools in place. The teachers are not being paid enough. People from all backgrounds are going to come and we're going to learn how this is going to look like practically.
Okay.
And I feel like it's going to be very interesting. But as you were saying, I really, really hope that the mundane people, the everyday people, get that platform to really speak. They're not the public figures that are living in lavish houses. We need a person who Alexandra.
Yeah.
If it's a national dialogue and if they're really pushing this agenda, let it really include the voices of people who
ordinary
are
people, who are voting for them
at the very bottom that really need their voices to be amplified. But yeah, we'll talk further about it. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in.
Friday, let's make a date once and for all.
Okay, but
Can
we'll have to confirm. But
life so bad. Because I really feel we need to get into the foreign thing.
I think Wednesday.
Fully. Wednesday, yes. Makiri move to Wednesday and this Wednesday. I need to bomb him out of everything. So I think
we'll add it also on the next politics show, or we'll finish. We'll see if we can squeeze it in on Wednesday. But Wednesday we have a separate topic.
It's something else. But I would like this time for us to invite, like I said, Bataboko Progressive Forces. And for day, we can invite her. We can invite Bobonang. They must come and talk. Bonang, she's really involved in a lot of things. So sometimes she's actually becoming a target, by the way. And that is nonsense because of why would you not target a woman? Because they speak the truth.
But
so,
then, Mkhwanazi, it's dangerous to name drop your face, your name, we find your address. It's risky.
Yeah. So I will talk to Lebole, the president of Progressive Forces. One of them can come over, then we can be able to have a sit down live on air like this, and then we talk about this thing here.
The foreigners in South Africa.
And possibly to
hear their perspective.
We had Motisi Banda here. Anyway, now it's a strong line. So I did, but we'll see.
If you can find somebody, that would be nice to hear their grievances, hear their perspective. Or okay,
why what? Yeah,
Thank you so much. No, I enjoyed this episode, man.
It was nice.
It was short. It was so short. I actually enjoyed it so much. No, guys, but if I did the politics show, like, if you have put in a comment and say, come with your suggestions, whatever it is. I enjoyed this so much. Kosi, thank you so much for the episode.
And that's for Nane, what I like, for Na, I like criticism. It makes me grow. So please, guys, you suck. I'm not gonna okay.
Be honest.
Let us know because you're doing a live show.
Yes.
Something which is done by others.
Yeah,
right?
and 100%. And certain things that we say as well, we understand that it impacts the listeners as well, and we want to also be getting politically correct. Please understand, this is subjective views. This is what we view. That's our diagnosis of what we see. And if we have an input, ngena and tell us.
This is your show, by the way.
It's actually our show. We all host.
We all host more. That's when I get friends for So guys, thank you so much again for joining us tonight. More the political show. And Wednesday we are coming back with religion versus politics.
Exactly.
Re bua ka Israel again.
Uh-huh.
Ha le moruti o no rapela Israel tla mo ke a go nyaka ka Wednesday. If you are a pastor
one
biso
by
rapela
one.
Israel, hey, let's pray for Israel. Go nyaka mo ka Wednesday. Guys, I love you so much. Khadi, thanks my love.
Thank you,
Wala.
Kosi.
As always, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Supportan, guys.
Supportan tlhatlha modimo a re godise.
Imagine tuning in every single Monday and then
Ow.
you don't even like notification.
No,
Come
nothing,
on.
Yana. And I appreciate all of you guys who just tuned in because a lot of people were tuned in and watching tonight. So thank you so very much. I really appreciate that. This starter, also now, our motto is again motor now. We said your choice of radio.
Yes.
Uncensored, unfunded, unscripted. So to start something like this from zero with no funds, only your money that you get, and you start something like this, and
Sure.
it competes with people who've got funding,
Yes.
people who've got
and
script
actual-
writers.
We have frequencies, we have producers, we have production.
Ba na le script writer ha go motho ba ha le mola bua no na go bua his mind kan do bua pampira o e kwaletse go na le khadi we unscripted ka.
Yeah.
We talk our minds because we believe in go bua, purely
Exactly.
and go sa buika go prompt you ke something.
100%. And as you
Yeah.
said, with the criticism, we also improve
Wa ntlhaloganya?
from there.
Yeah, so re botseng a re bora ra bora hey. Guys, you are boring. It's fine. We'll try not to bore next time.
Yeah, we'll come with different angles.
Why, buddy?
You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll add up some spices. If you want some quizzes in between, like maybe Nali quiz each other. I feel like that would be so to test each other's knowledge, even though, yes, guys, I'll be fighting a losing battle. Kosi knows so much.
Of course she will
So
be.
this quiz is going to be so embarrassing. It basically, it's going to expose up my lack of knowledge, but it's fine. It'll bring interest.
No, friends will help you out.
Actually,
Friends will help you
yes.
out. And the label. Oh, by the way, they are our number one fans. And the label Shivote. We appreciate very much, friends. Here came number one fan and the one fan.
Thank
Yeah, there is 2 fans
you.
there on the comments, man.
We
Lebo
love the
Khan Shivote.
support.
She's our number one fan and friends. Please, guys, talk to others to join the stream as well. Because, like I said, doing a live show is not easy. Eh? It's not easy. I love it because Nike na script, so I can do whatever I want. Because I need to script. Open a bunch of Lumisekila Trahobala auto cue. I don't know if these guys remember. But Lumisa was once in ENCA. ENCA guy.
Okay.
But Mofo to Cura Bale.
Oh,
And he was sitting there reading, was like, mole. Aye, man. Manje, he
Wow, we support.
and he was live. I'm like, see? Scripted. I hate scripted things. So, well, now we are scripted, we are unfunded, and we are uncensored. So, thank you so much. We love you very much. Have a lovely one. See you on Wednesday. Raboa.
yes.
Bye-bye.
Hey.